And a warm welcome to all our esteemed participants joining for session 9, that is use of AI for research design. In today's fast-paced academic world, artificial intelligence is revolutionizing all the research field and all the academic field in every way possible, whether it's enhancing the efficiency or the refining all the research methodologies and unlocking the new possibilities. So, as researchers, we are witnessing a paradigm shift where AI powered tools are writing in data analysis, literature reviews, hypothesis generation, and even predicting the modeling. So, this session will explore the transformative role in AI in research design, addressing the both opportunities and the challenges related to AI in the research design. So before we begin, let me introduce to our distinguished speaker, Dr. Ridhima Sharma ma'am. She is working as an associate professor in Vivekanand Institute of Professional Studies, Technical Campus, Delhi. With a teaching and research experience of 12 years, she has contributed several articles to the journals of national and international repute and have also published and presented papers in national and international conferences. She also has authored books with leading publishers. Her research interest includes customer relation management, sustainable consumer behavior, mental health, and artificial intelligence. And she is currently pursuing her postdoc from Amity University, Dubai. So we all welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah. Just me share the screen, please. Hope my screen is visible to all of you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's visible.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Ridhima, and I will be discussing about the use of AI, which is being used nowadays in research designing. As we all know, artificial intelligence has shaken up many of the industries. Like professionals are increasingly utilizing the benefits of using the artificial intelligence to improve the efficiency and productivity in each of the field, being it the sciences, being it the social sciences. The academic research is no exception, where we can say that AI is being used for writing, editing, or citing the research papers. Even there are now different tools which are being specialized available for each of the domain, and this advent of artificial intelligence has actually met a revolution in the academic writing, and the tools which are used for writing the paper, we'll be discussing it in the PPT further. Many of the powered tools which help, even help with the researchers to edit their articles, and the usage of the grammatical errors to correct the English language, with respect to improvement of the you can say data from the experiments conducted in the important aspect of research. Different tools are there which help in the efficient data analysis part and make process free of any of the bias, and even distilling the complex information from numerous sources and explaining it along with one's original ideas is an important aspect right now with respect to the good academic writing. And right now, many of the softwares are having that note-taking system, which is keeping track of the source information and help avoid that plagiarism part, which is being critical for each of the research. And the tools are not only taking and organizing the notes relevant to one's writer, but it is also helping the researcher to write the paper very effectively. They assist in paraphrasing the sentences. They importantly, like including the not all the countries are English spoken countries. The countries where the core language is not being used as English, the translation of the content into that language is also being used by the AI powered tools. So to make use of the tools for this academic writing, uh, we can't say that one should solely rely on this artificial intelligence part. There might be certain discrepancies. And presently, with respect to the increase of usage, one easily gets into the con part that this is the content being generated by AI, being it the referencing part, being it the content which is being generated by any of the platform, being it the chat GPT also. The reformulation and the paraphrasing part nowadays is playing a major role. When I say about like a comprehensive introduction to the artificial intelligence and its tools, it has transformed energies, it has automated the literature reviews, it has revolutionized the data collection and the analysis part, it has enhanced the efficiency, it has improved the decision making in the research part from the part from the scratch, that where we need to start the idea generation part. From the idea generation to the conclusion part, everything can be worked upon with respect to the AI generated tools. In the during this COVID time and when this chat GPT came, many of the researchers uses this chat GPT and generated different research papers, including the book chapters also. um, Whenever there is one particular thing with respect to the advancement of technology, there is a con part also. Turnitin came up with the generating report depicting the AI generated content in your papers. So now, if you are generating the content from different AI platforms, it is being reflected in a Turnitin generated report that how much percent of artificial intelligence is being used in the paper. Not every university is getting that software, but still much of the few are able to having the access to those softwares, and they're able to cater like how much percentage is there in the paper. So to curb that, now to curb that, the part of like how much AI is there in the paper, to curb that also there are different softwares available in the market. So when I talk about the role of AI in the research, it actually helps in the efficiency enhancement. Efficiency enhancement, likewise, like automated data collection, analysis tools, which help researchers gather and you can say process the large volumes of data quickly. You can say it helps in the data driven insights. Like nowadays, there is a term predictive analytics models. They analyze the historical data to forecast the trends and the outcomes. There is this NLP nowadays, it is there like natural language processing algorithms. They extract the meaningful insights from that unstructured text data. They also help us in likewise as being an innovation catalyst. All the AI powered simulations, the modeling techniques enable researchers to, you can say, simulate the complex scenarios and even test the hypothesis too. So there are deep learning algorithms which are discovering different patterns and relationships in data that may not be immediate apparent to human researchers, but these, we can say that the artificial intelligence is somehow or in a manner is assisting in writing a paper in a lesser period of time as comparative to the earlier period. We are able to like with respect to the help of note taking, there is a skylight where you can have a list of related to the terminology, you will get a list of these references. This actually helps in reducing a lot of time. Earlier, you need to read and get through the research papers to writing about the abstracts, which is being the theories being in support or which is against in as per your topic. But but just with one or two terminologies by citing it in the index term over there, you get a list of papers related to that topic only. So when I'm getting a certain list limited to that my paper, it somewhat reduces a certain period of time. So when I say the certain examples which are now going on in the research with respect to AI tools, there are being technology driven. It is being there as machine learning algorithms. Machine learning algorithms are, you can say, the these are the latest cutting edge example for this, which solves the complex data problems, leading to the, you can say, future technological advancements. There is this natural language processing. It utilizes natural language processing and the large databases. They propel innovative text processing with respect to the technology forward. And then there is this computer vision technology. This enables the identification of, you can say, particularly in the medical sciences. They processes the medical imaging data, leading to a revolutionary, you can say, a healthcare application with respect to the AI. And when I talk about the advent and rise of AI, there has been a growing interest in this field, what the artificial intelligence is. Despite the numerous publications or the applications, it sometimes become difficult to define this term precisely. So we can commonly understood as a, you can say, biopsychological potential, a terminology, biopsychological potential to process information to solve the problems or develop products that are of value in culture. Artificial intelligence nowadays, it is being commonly understood in like biopsychological potential, because it is in your psyche, like, as per your psyche, the technology is working according to it. So to be more specific, we can either say it as a system to which is being used to interpret the external data, learn from the data correctly, and then it is using those learnings to get out that specific goals and tasks which you need to get for the research paper. So there are new terminologies like IoT, and there is computer sciences, which all deals with the big data sources. They try to identify the patterns used by the machine learning methods. They actually work over the, you can say, in supply chain management, in the healthcare, and in multiple field of different industries and different businesses. So the advent and the rise of artificial intelligence is there. Now, there are different tools nowadays which are being used in the scientific research. This academic researchers and students are using these tools nowadays for writing the research papers. The commonly used is the Semantic Scholar. They give you a one line summary of each of the paper. You just need to write the title, and they will, with respect to the in-depth analysis, they will be providing you with a one line summary. Additionally, they also identify and recommend the related papers. They give you a list of papers when you write a terminology or an index term to find out the related studies with respect to a paper. Uh, Along with it, the particular paper, you will get an in-depth analysis in one or two liner statement. Along with it, a list of references being opened up.
सॉरी गिनती को भी बनाते हैं तो वो आदत पड़ गई
Please,
नॉट वेल और उसमें होगी रोटी
sorry for the interruption. I'm just muting.
Like how much research papers are based on, as per according to the history in the past time, what are the recommended papers being linked with respect to your research topic. Apart from Semantic Scholar, there is Consensus also. It runs on this GPT-4 and uses NLP and machine learning. They try to fetch in the expert knowledge. It is an extra AI model which evaluates the, you can say, the publications relevant to the research question. This Consensus software focuses upon the research question part and it presents the findings accordingly. In the semantic scholar, you need to mention your the keywords, the index terms. And in this consensus with respect to the research question, you will be able to get a list of papers related to your particular research topic. Then there is this chat PDF. This is also an AI application where the researchers can simply upload a PDF file and can interact or can it's more of like a chat box or chatbot option where you will be need to sign in and log in for this particular chat GPT part, and they will be the from the other side you will be getting the answers which you need to get for your research topic. Now these AI tools, the what suggestion I would like to give is, when one is using these chat GPT tools, you need to relate that software as your best friend, and as a friend you need to revert it accordingly. Usage of this AI generated tools is not likewise like simply you put a term and you get a list of papers. You need to interact. Every AI generated tool has a chatbot, and that chatbot helps you with respect to they take you as the robotics part, and whatever it is in your mind they try to find it, they try to revert it as per according to what you are being asked for your research. So you need to be clear and have a clarity in your mindset that what objective, what agenda, or you can say what specific problem or what specific relationship I am trying to find out for my research paper. So there should be a clarity of line or a clarity of thought in your aspect, so that accordingly these AI generated tools will be able to generate the content for you. Then there is this Site Assistant. This is an AI powered app and it actually really helps. For this I can also pitch in that it actually helps on like give the real citations to the published paper. The people who already have joined in the meeting, everyone might have used once to check the chat GPT how it is generating the content if I ask to generate a research paper. The referencing part, when it being generated, those are the standard references which comes in each of the paper, and through those references one easily able to get in that this is chat GPT or it is a AI generated content. To avoid this thing, there is this Site Assistant. The Site Assistant actually gives you, with respect to the keywords, it opens up a list of papers. Now there is a concept of cross citation also. In cross citation and citing the one particular paper, now it helps in reducing those AI generated references. I have a list of papers and I know that these papers are depicting the same relationship of the two constructs which I am showing in my paper. So I need not need to read those papers completely. That has been output generated by the system itself. I only need to copy those references in APA style and put it into my research paper. So this Site Assistant actually assist in finding the accurate information. It actually browses through million of the research papers, and even it helps in drafting the research proposals also. And from this site you need to, there is a free login, there is pricing also related to this particular app for AI generation. That packages can be used by the people according to their choice, but most of the AI tools are on paid basis only. There are the ones which are free are giving a very limited content. When you want that it should be diversified, then cost is being associated to that particular app. Then there is this Elicit. It is also a research assistant tool. It assists with a group of people, and all the people over there on the platform helps in a brainstorming topic. So you are able to generate ideas or finding the relevant information, what is there in the market, and what are the structured arguments are there with respect to that particular topic or title you are trying to figure it out. And even respect to the posters, when there are conferences where we showcase certain posters. So even in this
Ma'am, there is some, I think, network issue because your voice is breaking. Rizwa ma'am, can you hear me? There must be
Voice
some
is not
technical
clear.
issue. She will rejoin soon. Just wait for a few seconds. Dr. Firdaus, can you connect with ma'am on call, please? Sorry for the inconvenience, participants. There is some issue at the research person's end. So kindly have patience and wait for few more minutes, maybe 1 or 2. Yeah. Ma'am, please unmute yourself.
Yeah, there was a power cut actually. Yeah, sorry. I need to share the screen. Sharing is not turned on. I'm getting a message. So when we were discussing about the different tools and all the AI generated tools, I was telling that they only focuses upon the development of the literature review, maintaining the referencing, and even with respect to the data analysis part when we talk about the trend analysis concept. This research rabbit is also an AI application which assists in writing the research papers and creating a collection. It learns about the user's preferences. You can say it visualizes the scholarly network of articles and the different co-authorships related to it, and then allow to track the work of a specific topic or author or a study which you are trying to dive into your as per your research topic. Then there is this Sky Space. This also helps in assisting with respect to the paper drafting and publication part. They actually help out with respect to the findings part. Like one was focused with respect to the keywords, then there was one focusing upon the research questions. This Sky Space is with respect to finding the working upon the putting up your in keywords as a findings part. So you'll be able to get or build upon the like which research is being pro or against for the relationship of two constructs. Through that you are able to get the research content generated through this Sky Space. Then after this there are like different just a second tools for the data collection and analysis part also. There are survey tools. These are the tools which are streamlining data collection and are offering real-time analysis. So the tools like SurveyMonkey is there. It uses machine learning algorithms. Then there is this predictive modeling. This is also all about the forecasting the trends and outcomes, and all about the decision making problems. If there is a in research topic, there is certain related to the decision making or trend analysis or historical analysis you want to do, then there are in finance there are different models like ARIMA and this moving averages. They all uses the historical data to predict the stock market trends. Then there is statistical analysis, SPSS, which we all are using. These all are, you can say, the as a AI tools only for the data collection and the analysis part only. Now apart from it, there is I can say when we talk about the data validation and the reliability part, there is a term called trifactor. This is a tool also, trifactor. This is an AI generated tool which tries to identify and rectify the errors in the databases. The initial data sets, in that data set, this trifactor tries to identify and rectify the errors. So it enhances the validity and reliability of the collected data. AI algorithms are there which analyze the data sets for anomalies, for inconsistencies, and the missing values also. They automatically detect and fix the common errors like data duplication, incorrect formatting, and the outliers. So the enhancing of data validity and reliability is also possible through the AI generated tools. And apart from it, when we talk about the dynamic data visualization tools, the researchers are trying to interpret or communicate the complex data in their own way. So the one which I told about, the Sky Space, which assist with the findings part. Then there is a Tableau which enable research to create, you can say, interactive and visually appealing visualizations. So these are the data visualizing AI tools, which is actually helping the researchers to explore data from multiple angles, or you can say the hidden patterns, and gaining the deeper insights. So we can say that AI is not just a category and not a tool. You should know like which optimal tool, AI tool you want to use. You should be ensured about the tool updates. You need to understand the AI operational processes so as to ensure accuracy. That's what I told. When you are using any of the AI generated tool for your research, including the ChatGPT, including the Perplexity AI, or be it any of the AI tool, you need to consider that tool as your best friend, and then you need to interact it with accordingly. You should be clear in your mind with respect to the thought process, what actual you want to identify with respect to your topic. You are identifying the relationship. You are trying to find out as per like which study is in support or not supported with respect to the relationship building. You want to identify a particular construct for your study. So there should be a clarity in your thought. Then accordingly, these tools will be able to process the outcomes. So apart from it, likewise, there is like maintaining or before that, we can say the future of AI in research methodologies. The AI is somewhat helped in increasing the efficiency. The automated repetitive task in research, like the data collection analysis, the literature review, it somehow strives to save time and effort for the researchers. When we talk about the trend analysis part, the machine learning algorithms are actually working on the large data sets. They are providing the insight quickly and efficiently. They are trying to enhance the accuracy also. Vast amount of data with precision, reducing the chances of human errors in the research analysis is being there. But the recommendations which are being provided by the tools on the research outcomes, it somehow enhances the accuracy. Even with respect to the data exploration and visualization, it also assists with respect to the documents, with respect to the text image, with respect to the sheets. In any of the unstructured data form, they try to visualize, and this powered AI, you can say, present a complex research findings in a more understandable and visual and appealing way. So they truly work upon this data exploration and visualization part. And apart from it, they assist in discovering the new insights also. They try to uncover the hidden pattern. They try to uncover the different relationships in research data that you may not be able to identify through the traditional research methodology. But with the help of those deep learning algorithms and all, they are able to generate the new hypothesis also. They actually explore the uncharted territories of the knowledge. So these all tools are being, you can say, work as a particular in a particular manner, which essentially as a productivity tool, which substantially has revolutionized the academic writing and research across all these six domains. All these six domains, like idea development and design, content development and structuring, literature review and synthesis, data management and analysis, editing, review, even including the publishing support. There are AI tools with which, in case if you just mention your title and your abstract, they provide you with a list of journals through which you can do the submissions. So, communication, outreach, ethical compliance, everything these AI generated tools are trying to work upon. They are transforming the idea development and design by providing the valuable insights and optimizing the methodologies. They are trying to enhance the content quality through writing assistance and emotional tone analysis too. Literature review and data management, they are also working upon citing the proper referencing. Apart from it, they are working upon the large data sets, which are, you can say, moving towards the comprehensive analysis and integrity. They are streamlining the publishing process and supports the ethical compliance in, you can say, research dissemination too. So whenever one is using these AI generating tools, they need to maintain the responsibility also while using the AI. A care needs to be taken so as to prevent the plagiarism part. One must, I can say, I'll share, like, one must need to take the following steps to prevent the plagiarism and maintain the academic integrity. They need to seek ethical AI tools. They need to comprehend the purpose for which they are using it. They need to paraphrase it accordingly or use the quotation if it is a definition. They need to cite the source properly. They need to proofread all the AI generated content. Nowadays, the usage has increased so much that everyone, in case it is a AI generated content, it is being easily identifiable. So for that, you need to understand like how a paraphrasing in that particular context is being required upon. So the writing a research paper using artificial intelligence, it is being considered easy nowadays, but the certain aspects with respect to the research, you can say, that needs to be worked upon. Not using the softwares, we as academicians or researchers are not suggesting in a likewise manner that you should use a tool for writing the complete research paper. You can use it in certain parts, like in literature review, in you can say the referencing part, which are the areas which are the most time consuming. In those tools, through these tools, you can work out for developing the content. But with respect to the generating the content and paraphrasing it, it is somehow curbing the innovation part also. So there are pros and cons both of using these AI tools, but being with respect to going with the future trend right now in the market, everybody is using it. Everybody is trying to get in the data analysis part and literature review part through these AI tools. So for that only, the suggestion is likewise, you need to be clear on your research topic. Accordingly, you need to understand the relationship of your constructs. You need to understand what analysis you are upon focusing upon. Then accordingly, reason being, all the top category journals, all the ABDC and Scopus journals, in the discussion part of your paper, right now you need to give the all these studies which are being related, and the some of the studies which haven't supported that particular relationship amongst those constructs. You need to mention those studies in the discussion part. So for that discussion part, you need to have a thorough analysis of that content available on the internet about your topic. So to going out through that content, irrespective wasting like 3 or 6 months over those gathering that information, for that you can use those chat GPT tools, where you need to write the like the relationship. You want to identify the performance and the efficiency relationship. Then you can try to fetch in that chat GPT tool that I want to understand the relationship, and the papers related to only those two keywords will be there, will be a list. And mentioning the particular industry or with respect to the particular aspect, if you are mentioning, only then related papers will, references will come up. So you can work upon that areas with respect to the usage of the chat GPT. So I will be closing upon here only. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And any questions, participants? The floor is open for the question and answer session. So any questions, participants?
Ma'am, how fair is it to use AI to rephrase or reframe what you want to write? Is that taken as AI written, or is it okay
Yes.
to use it?
Yes, if the software like Quillbot, nowadays people are using Quillbot or
इसको मैसेज
Grammarly.
करो थैंक यू फॉर योर इंफॉर्मेटिव सेशन
Rashid,
थैंक यू
sir, please
मैम
unmute
फॉर
yourself.
योर
The people
Okay,
using the Quillbot and Grammarly nowadays for paraphrasing the content, in the Turnitin, when the paper is being checked upon, the all the things get highlighted. Even with respect to the paraphrasing, it comes as highlighted part that this is being paraphrased and this is the AI generated part. So for chat GPT content which you are rephrasing, there is a terminology of humanizing that concept. There is humanize AI. That is also a paid tool. That tool can be used for converting that data.
You mean
That
Chat
is,
GPT?
yes, Chat GPT, Perplexity, all the content, the pricing part is more of that humanize AI software. The pricing part is there, that is more, but that software, when we put in the data and what the outcome is coming over there, that is Turnitin is not able to capture this is AI generated content.
But ethically, it is all right to use AI
Ethically,
for
no,
paraphrasing.
no, no, no.
Okay.
No. Ethically, it is not right, but now people are doing it nowadays in research.
As
Mm-hmm.
ma'am said that the subscription AI tools they bypass the AI plagiarism part, but all the free, mostly all the AI chatbots, they are like under the screen of AI generated research work.
Yes,
So if you want to actually use or paraphrase, then you would need to have the subscription of the premium of all the chatbots that might bypass the AI tools.
yes, true.
Anyone else? Any questions?
Um, yes, ma'am. I have a question. Ma'am, just now you said that there is this feature in ChatGPT uh, by the name of Humanize, AI Humanize software.
Hmm.
So you mean that if we buy a premium plan of ChatGPT, then we are able to access that AI humanized software, or is there a specific, like, is there any specific name for that software, or if we access the premium plan, we can have access to that humanized software?
The software name is Humanize AI only. And in case if you're not having a paid subscription, at one go only, you will be able only to process two paragraphs. Only two paragraphs of like around 75 or 100 words only. So after paid subscription only, you will be able to process the complete paper. Otherwise, with respect to the free version, from one email ID, you are only allowed to use two paragraphs only. Two paragraphs, you can avoid that AI content, paraphrasing part.
Participants, anyone else? Any questions from
Good
ma'am?
evening, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, I have one question.
Yeah, sir, please go ahead.
Ma'am, earlier you said there is some AI tools which we can search journals. We give title and abstract. Do you know any specific AI tool for
For,
searching journals?
for
Searching journals.
searching journals.
Yes, ma'am.
There is one, I'll let you know, just give me a second. Mm,
Okay, ma'am.
Sky Space. Sky Space
Okay.
is the tool. This tool assists you with finding the journal also.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Any other participant? Okay, so at the end, ma'am, like I would have to have one question.
Yeah.
Like these days, many of the organizations are providing the premium account subscription and the this thing, but still those are captured. If you use premium account also or subscript AI also, then also it is captured in that AI generated research work. So how can we like take account of if you want to paraphrase?
Hmm. You
So.
need to paraphrase it multiple times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because in paraphrasing multiple times from the meaning of that sentence or that changes that whole.
Yes, that needs to be proofread upon. But when you like there are different options, formal, then to
Yeah,
academic.
fluency standard and all.
You need to do it two, three times. Then it doesn't capture.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. This we all have tried and tested upon the things.
Yeah, like I also tried the same thing. We had this premium account subscription, so that is why, as per
Yeah.
my experience, I asked. Anyways, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
And as we come to the end of this insightful session on the use of AI for research design, and I want to take a few moments to reflect, like ma'am said, that AI is undeniably helping the researchers and the research methodology in research field, but still we need to take care of that few things, as ma'am has said in her session, to do better research work and to avoid plagiarism or minimize plagiarism or AI generated tools. So thank you so much, ma'am. And let's continue to learn, adapt, and leverage AI, responsibility to advance the meaningful research. So thank you all once again. And let's meet tomorrow for the session 10, again 6:30.
So before ending, I am having a short, announcement. There was, some bad circumstances, we can say. That is why madam is leaving early today. Either we should have, some practical sessions to learn some AI tools. So for that, as ma'am have to lift for some, unavoidable circumstances. So I hope you will understand it. That is why we are, today finishing this session very early. So before ending the session, I would request, you all to have a group photo. Thank you very
Please
much.
switch on your camera. Everybody, please. For a moment, let's have the photo session for this session. Just a second. Okay, thank you all. Thank you so much.